what you're saying. I know it looks terrible, but these will heal. Just give it a bit of time. They will heal in their own way. Nature will take its course. At the moment, girls might not want to look at you, I know. But don't worry. Look, pretty soon, mate, you'll be able to get pussy every which way. It'll be dropping at your feet. You've got lovely dark hair. You've got that great big chin of yours. Look at that aquiline profile. You're a star. You're a star. Look at those piercing white, dead eyes. Listen, mate, if you think you're ugly, you want to see this guy. Ah, that's fucking ugly. And I mean this one, not this one. Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. How are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. Now, those of you who saw my video yesterday on heart attacks, believe it or not, I know, so many varied topics on the Kilted channel. And I said I was awaiting a package, a delivery. Well, no deliveries on Good Friday, muchachos. No, dickhead here was awaiting 3 packages. Nothing arrived. Nothing. Because, as I just said there in my best Mexicano, it was Good Friday, so nothing was delivered. God damn it. Anyway, today, 3 things arrived. Yay! Boxes, packages, whoa, great. And this. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Look at this guy. Who is it? Who is it now? Who is it? It's not Arnold Vosloo. He was in the terrible sequels. It's Liam Neeson from 1990's Sam Raimi superhero creation, Darkman, or rather half barbequed man. Look at that, that's pure, well, that's actually 3/4 barbequed man. Look at that. Ugh. This was Sam Raimi's first big budget movie with well, it was Universal backing him. I was going to say with a big studio backing him. And it weren't the best time for Sam Raimi, and nor is it his best film. It did reasonably well, but possibly mainly thanks to the great marketing campaign that Universal brought in for it. Sam Raimi wanted to do a superhero film. I know, before you all go, I got the Spider-Man. Yeah, they came later. This was like a template for him. But what he wanted to do was the Shadow. If he couldn't do Batman, which he couldn't, he wanted to do Shadow. And sadly, he couldn't because the rights had gone to somebody else and they were about to start making the Shadow movie. So he thought, well, god damn it, I'll make my own. I'll create Darkman. So, Darkman, Peyton Westlake, who's a radical, revolutionary skin technician sort of person. He's creating skin grafts, revolutionary skin grafts for people with burns and disfigurements to give them a new skin. Whoa, great stuff. But his attorney girlfriend, Frances McDormand, has suddenly unravelled a bit of corruption in land property. And oh dear, corrupt officials hire in gangsters, mob men to make a hit on her man. So, laying waste to his laboratory, plunging his face into his own acid of weird stuff, and then blowing the place sky high after beating the hell out of him and killing his assistant. Poor old Darkman, Peyton Westlake, is found in the river. Comatose, disfigured, burns horribly. He's taken to hospital and they give him a revolutionary new surgery process to kill off the nerve endings in the brain so he doesn't feel pain. An offshoot of this, and I mean, don't go thinking, oh, this is a good idea. Oh, I might get my nerve endings cut off at the nub so I don't feel pain. He has a surge of adrenaline as a result. Science, don't know, but superhero. So, gives him superhuman strength. Science again. But he can't feel pain. So, endurance and abilities are enhanced. But because of this horrible disfigurement as well, he's also turning a little bit psychotic, a little bit nasty, a little bit, ooh, you know what, those bastards that blew me up, beat the shit out of me, and ruined my once gorgeous face that looked just like Liam Neeson. I want to get some vengeance. I want to get some whoop ass on these guys. So, he creates a new laboratory, a gothic laboratory, a very Frankenstein sort of inspired laboratory. And with that revolutionary skin technique he had, he begins to create fake skins, masks, so he can actually mimic the guys that took him down, the entire gang. He can play them off against each other, he can set them up, he can drop them in the shit, and he can get his vengeance. He can also make a mask of his own face, the face he used to have, so he can try to woo back Frances McDormand, or Julie I think her name is, because she now thinks he's genuinely dead, because he escaped from the hospital. Because don't forget, he's a bit deranged now, as you would be when confronted with that in the mirror. Would you not? So, Sam Raimi's movie, part superhero movie, part gothic universal horror throwback, because just as much as it's a superhero movie or a super anti-hero vigilante movie, there should be a rap in there somewhere. It's a throwback to The Hunchback of Notre Dame, to The Invisible Man, because when he's not got a mask on and he's trying to hide all this, he's got like bandages wrapped around his face. The very idea of putting a fake skin on so he can be seen is like the David McCallum version of The Invisible Man. It's also Swamp Thing, very, very heavily, you know, Swamp Thing, the Wes Craven movie, especially that version with terrorists taking over the laboratory and blowing up our hero, and he becomes Swamp Thing. And Adrienne Barbeau gets her chesticles out. By God, I will drink to that, Adrienne. Always smitten with you. Well, I guess I picked the wrong time to move on to drinking coffee. I blame you, Adrienne. So, he's burned. His new skin has a horrible propensity to, after 99 minutes, is it 99 minutes, 99 seconds? No, it's 99 minutes, isn't it? 99 seconds wouldn't last very long at all. You couldn't deceive anyone with that, could you? His new skin, whatever mask he puts on to mimic anybody else, and he's great at mimicking the other people, it will begin to melt and dissolve, and it's going to reveal this beneath, which is the real face. So he's a bit like Dr. Phibes, the abominable Dr. Phibes, Vincent Price at his best. And many other figures within classical horror. But it is a fantastic, ghoulish, gruesome, grand Guignol image of the, well, I would say half-burnt face. You got to think along the lines of Harvey Two-Face, with the great makeup design on him for The Dark Knight. And it was Tony Gardner who created the makeup for Sam Raimi's movie, Liam Neeson. And you can definitely see Liam Neeson there. Don't leave comments below saying, no, Kilt-Man, I can't see that. I can't see that at all. Don't be looking at me, or that there, or that there. Look at this. That's Neeson. That is Neeson. And that's really good. This, from Trick or Treat Studios, this mask here, came out a few years ago. I mean, it's only new to me. It's not new to anybody else. But I got this after looking at it many, many times. I plumped for it because, wait for it, the price had stupidly come down, perhaps by mistake, on Amazon. And, well, whoever I got this from, they only had this. And I don't think they knew what they had, because this retails in the UK for between 50, 60, 70 English pines of the Queen's currency. But I got it for a hell of a lot less. And sadly, that did appear to be the only one. So I'm sorry about that, but this is a great mask. I mean, if you're into The Walking Dead or you're into any zombie movie, it kind of fits the bill on that as well. A charred walking corpse, lots of the inner bits of cheek and jaw, and just a dishevelled, barbecued, flambéed face. Bit of, see on that side, it's Frank from Hellraiser. Kirsty, welcome to daddy. And then you've got Liam Neeson. Frank, Hellraiser. Liam Neeson. Frank, Liam Neeson. There's an entire sketch show you could build out of this routine. But, folks, I'm playing Danny Elfman's score for Darkman. Now, Danny Elfman had just done the year before Batman for Tim Burton. And his score for Darkman, and he would go on to Spider-Man. Man, there's a lot of man in this, isn't there? It's a very manly video so far. He would go on to Spider-Man for Sam Raimi. But his score for Darkman tends to get forgotten about. Why? It's a brilliant score, but it is so horribly similar to what he did for Batman, what he did for Nightbreed, and elements that would creep into Spider-Man. So it's, when you listen to it now, it's nothing new. It just, oh, that's Danny Elfman doing what Danny Elfman always does. But it is very, very good, and what I like about it is the very carnival style aspect to it, the very circus freak show type avant-garde nature to it, which in a lot of cues that comes in. But it's got a march, and it's got all the usual action licks, and it's got the usual percussion and weirdness that Danny Elfman always brings in, and that pomp, that gothic pomp and sort of OTT ceremony to it. But we're here to talk about The Mask, because I'm not a fan of the movie. Did I just say that out loud in front of you? Oh shit, I thought your ears were burnt, I thought you couldn't hear a thing. Oh, your senses are heightened, aren't they? Oh shit. Yeah, I am an absolute die-hard devotee of Sam Raimi. Well, obviously I can't be if I don't like Darkman. No, I like Darkman. I think it's okay. I love the idea, love the concept, love this whole thing, and I love all the homage that he pays back to all the Universal movies. And there's lots of little throwaway Easter eggs in there as well, even to some of his own stuff, which is nice to see. And he directs with that usual comic book verve, that energy. But that verve and that energy is not anywhere near the quality and the sheer, like, eye-popping, jaw-dropping style that he adopted for the Evil Dead movies, and then subsequently Drag Me to Hell, and especially with the Spider-Man movies, what he could do with a superhero and a dark slant to it as well. Because Spider-Man, did I say Superman or Spider-Man? I meant to say, well, whatever I said, Spider-Man, web slinging, that guy. Tobey Maguire. And I love those movies. I've discussed it before, I know, the Spider-Man films. I really do like those. And I think that this was like a dress rehearsal. I won't say a dry run because he's kind of moist, kind of glistening. But I don't think Darkman hit any of the high notes, enough of the high notes, I should say, for me to make it really work. I love Liam Neeson, love him. I am not a fan of Frances McDormand. I know many people are, but I think she was horribly miscast in this movie. One of the main bad guys, though, Larry Drake, Dr. Giggles. But most of us who love and adore Larry Drake know him from Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Yeah. What? You've never seen it? All right, well, it doesn't matter. It's about a scarecrow. It's about a guy with special needs hides in a scarecrow and he gets killed. He comes back as the scarecrow. Yeah, it's a bit like yourself. He's on a vengeance kick. Yeah. There's nothing original, he says. No, you ripped him off. But Larry Drake's great in this. And he has a finger-snipping, finger-collecting propensity as well. But the actual revenge, I know there's some OTT action scenes in it, but look at this now. There's the original VHS release of it, which has that fabulous image there. That is one of the greatest video covers that I've got. That's why I've kept it. I mean, like I play VHS or Betamax now, but I've kept that because it's such a great image on that. Certificate 18. Are you shitting me? Apart from his face getting burnt and his hand getting burnt, and just the look of him, what's 18 rated about this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But part of the marketing, as you can see on there, I don't know if you can read that. I'm trying to avoid the ring lights. Batman meets the Evil Dead. Okay, you can see exactly where they were going with that. Batman meets the Evil Dead. It is a Batman style vengeance, vigilante, vendetta. A lot of V's in that. coming together in a superhero, anti-hero type thing. Yeah, very comic book. Of course it is. The darker slant to it. And the Evil Dead, because, well, look at that. Yeah, rather zombified and haggard and gory. And it's Sam Raimi, who did the Evil Dead movies, who's doing it. So you can see what that marketing device was. Makes sense. But when you're watching this movie, there is no way on earth you're thinking anything like the Evil Dead. You're just not. I don't. The vengeance on these other goons it's very, very poor, I think. With the kind of thing that happens to him and the kind of psychosis that he's going through, and he's struggling. I like that. I like the gothic turmoil that he goes through. Peyton Westlake, and how am I going to deal with this? And at the end, which is a nice, poignant, tragic moment when he has come clean to Julie as to who he really is, because she believed him dead, and she now knows, I still love you, doesn't matter what you look like, and all that. But he runs away, he puts a new mask on and blends into the crowd, and then a little bit of voiceover. Who am I? I'm anyone. I'm nobody. I'm anybody. I could be anywhere. I am Darkman, or whatever the hell he says. And the idea was it was going to take off and be a TV series, which they tried and it failed. And then you got the 2 direct-to-video sequels. I think they were direct-to-video. They certainly didn't. Well, I don't know if I'm getting this in the release with Arnold Vosloo, the Mummy, and Hard Target. Peck in Hard Target. It was great. Who does look, because with Liam Neeson with no hair and that profile, him and Arnold Vosloo do look strangely alike. But Arnold Vosloo can open his mouth really, really wide and create sandstorms and swallow biplanes and stuff. But to my knowledge, Liam Neeson still hasn't been able to do that yet. But he has a lot of special skills though. And he will find you. And he will kill you. But yeah, so I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. I certainly enjoyed it when it came out, but I had no rush to go and watch it again. And I'll be honest, in the massive amount of years between 1990 and now, which is 2073, by the time some of you are probably watching this video, I've only really watched snippets of it. Because, I'm not a big fan. And the sequels are piss poor, so no. But I do love the character and I do love the idea. Justin Mabry, head honcho of Trick or Treat Studios, sculpted this. And this is the official Darkman Trick or Treat mask. Here are the tags. Look at that. I mean, that looks brilliant there, doesn't it? They do say that, it comes to life when you put it on and your eyes come through. And I'll show you that. There's that image again. There's the actual trick or treat, all that usual gubbins. Don't expose it to sunlight. Oh, which is, by the way, that's the whole fucking thing about the skin he puts on. If that gets exposed to sunlight, it's gonna start fucking melting. So yeah, good point there. Trick or Treat have followed in line with what Peyton Westlake created. But the mask itself, we are talking full deluxe here. Let's go around the back. We have these incredible little sort of almost luminescent pit holes and craters, these cranial little bits of alopecia. The skin is flambéed. We have skin, there's skin. Normal skin, that's his normal skin. And then we have all of this, just sinew, just ligament, twisted, torn, ripped up, teeth exposed. Very, very Dr. Phibes inspired. And obviously, Phantom of the Opera as well. I don't know if I listed that before in the list of inspirations for it, but that's definitely there as well, without a doubt. Lurking in the shadows, looking after somebody and getting revenge, hideously disfigured, wearing a mask or masks. And also Mission Impossible, the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movies, with all their elaborate masks that they put on. Now, when did that come out? Did that first Mission Impossible movie come out at the same time as this? 1990, or was that 89? No, it was 1990, or maybe just after. So, you and Ethan Hunt, yeah? And you've got a time limit on your fake skin. Doom, 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 doom. You see? It's all coming together. But this is a great mask, without any shadow of a doubt. Now, I don't know if you saw it on that picture there, I'll show you it again. The one that you really want to get is that fabulously coloured, painted, and lit version there, which is really drippy, sinewy, glistening, and gloopy. And then you get this, which is dry and kind of musty and a little bit, yeah. And actually, mine, although I only opened it literally about 15 minutes before pressing the record button on this, I immediately, some of you know what I'm going to say now, I immediately got a red Sharpie out and I went over some of these ligaments. Obviously, I had not done much. Clearly, I've not done much to it. Because what you're not getting is that glistening effect. And it does look very stale and old and dry. And dry is the thing you don't want it to look. So, I mean, you can get sprays, you can get like paints that make this glisten. So, you know, and I would obviously suggest that that's what you do. If you want to try and recreate that image there and the way it looks, Tony Gardner's elaborate, fantastic prosthetic makeup for Neeson, you want to try and recreate that, you're going to need to get that Neeson glisten, which sounds like some kind of Scandinavian disease. Oh, you've definitely got a case of Neeson glisten. Was that? That wasn't Scandinavian at all, was it? Onion barges later, mate. Later, I promise. But so you need to work on it. So I took a Sharpie out and I've just gone over some bits, but you're probably not picking that up too well. And to be honest, you've got to do a lot more work on it than that, because there's so much in the way of contrast. The black is fine. The black, the burnt to cinders, the flambéed elements are totally fine. You want that. I kind of like that completely charcoal effect here. That's brilliant. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't need to touch that up at all, I don't think. But certainly, if you want to recreate the look of that, this has to gleam and glisten, and so does all of this. So I think there's a fair bit of work if you're that way inclined. I'm not saying you're going to do it, but I am going to do it. I promised you, I'm going to do it. You're going to look great. And you're going to look fine. You're going to look absolute. You know, these cuts, as I said before, they're going to go away. You don't look anything like him. Teenagers, they get one spot and the world's ending, you know. But yeah, so there's a lot you could do with this, a lot you can add to it. The teeth are great. There's no gap in the teeth there, you know, for you to breathe. There are nostril holes and obviously eye holes. Oh, that reminds me. You should have reminded me. So you can see a fair bit of neck and top of the chest coverage. The eyes, yeah, it does come alive, doesn't it? You bet my sausage. But you clearly need to do something about the eyes, especially this one. You'd have to like put some stuff around here. Now, obviously, don't use a Sharpie on your own skin. Not a good idea. But look at that. That's not bad, is it? Kiss a kiss, gorgeous. See? Some people do fancy you. Yeah. I do like all this. Trick or Treats have done quite a few masks with their really good ripped up, decomposed, mutilated neck and chest and shoulder coverage. So I'm thinking Nate from Creepshow, I'm thinking Theatre Jack from American Werewolf, and many others. And this is no exception. This looks great and it feels great. So you've got the costume's dead simple as well. It's a trench coat and a trilby. A trilby? It's a fedora, isn't it? I think it's a fedora. How many movie guys wear fedoras? Indiana Jones, Freddy Krueger, and about 15,000 gangsters, and everybody in Seabiscuit wear trilbies. But so you get that raincoat, trench coat on, and you've got that coverage underneath there. Going to look fine. Put your hat on, laughing. Or you could get some bandages and wrap it round, so you could hide out. You could just put like a crossing or two. That's a technical medical term, of bandage around it, so that it's just hiding some of it, but most of it's still on show. But you're getting that effect anyway. That would be quite good. But it is a great mask. Whether you like the film or not, it's a tremendous mask. It's a tremendous look, because you've got that contrast, you've got that variety to it, and it's a good fit as well. This is an older mask, and I've always said about a lot of the older masks is that they, you can spin around, you can do pirouettes inside that mask, and it won't move, because that's how big they are. But that actually fits me really well, and my chin's in there, my nose is in there. Does that mean I've got like a Liam Neeson nose? A big broken Irish nose? No. Mine's not even a broken Scottish nose. This is not a broken nose at all. But there you go. It's a nice good fit. There's plenty of detail on it. The sculpt is magnificent. The likeness to Neeson is extraordinary. The paintwork is great. That skin colour, shading and texture is tremendous. The contrast is great as well. But I really do think, unless you're really lucky and you get one that comes out straight out the box or the pack or whatever, looking really gleaming and glistening, but I don't think you are. The ones that come off the production and all that are not going to look like that. I don't think. But you can do stuff. You can spray this, you can put that acrylic paint on and all that, whatever you use, that latex paint. I don't know. I get those Sharpie pens out and I've highlighted bits, and if you work a bit more on it, then you're going to get that to shine a hell of a lot more. As it happens, that's not too bad. You can see all that, the stretched sinew and the skin, and the damage going on there. It's all too vivid and clear, and really grisly, ghoulish, and lovely. But I do love these weird little skull patches. It's just, that's a nice distinctive element. It's almost like these are like crop circles, but very straight, and a nice little addition to the otherwise, right, skin, mess. Ooh, bits of mozzarella. So, folks, there you go. That is Trick or Treat's Darkman mask. Liam Neeson, 1990 Darkman. Sam Raimi's great, enthusiastic, imaginative attempt to bring a brand new creation to the screen, which was successful enough to warrant 2 sequels and an abortive TV show, which I believe you can only watch it on YouTube. So hey, after this, we'll find it. Don't bother. But great character. It's just, if you want Raimi, after the likes of the Evil Dead movies, kind of expected more, and especially from the hype. Batman meets the Evil Dead. Well, and an 18 certificate. I don't think it's an 18 these days. I think it's only a 15. I don't know. Could be wrong. But either way, it is not gory apart from his face, and it is not that violent. So, But anyway, that is spectacular enough. Yes, you are. Yes, I told you, you're going to get better. He doesn't need to get better. He suits looking horribly mutilated and wounded. He still looks sexy like that. Oh, I'm saying all the wrong things, aren't I? Fucking teenagers. Can't live with them. Can't murder them either. Anyway, folks, I have been and always shall be Kilt-Man. So please, take it easy. Stay happy, stay healthy. Keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. Keep your face out of acid. And lock up your laboratory. Don't let anyone suspicious. Don't let goons get in there, because all hell is going to break loose. And like this guy, the heat is on. Later.